Hey everyone, the numbers are in for the Panama City Beach housing market for August 2021. I'm Craig Duran with the Duran Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. I just checked my video archives and see that I haven't done an update for you since the early July. And I haven't got specifically granular on some of these neighborhoods really since April. And there's a lot that has happened since then, especially even since July. There's some pretty significant changes happening in the housing market, some data that's important I want you guys to see, share that with you today. Pretty significant changes too. I now have readers. So let's take a look at a couple things that are important. Remember this chart, you guys know I'm a big fan of this. Remember the red line represents the number of units for sale at any given time. The black line represents our number of closings. One thing that's important to watch and see here, may not look very impressive on this chart, but see the red line. Since May, for the first time since probably March of 2020, and even a little before then, we're actually increasing and adding. There are more homes for sale at the end of every month than there were previously. What's been happening is we've been selling so many houses that there are just fewer and fewer and fewer things to buy. You probably know if you've been trying to buy something or if you bought recently, you know it's just really been tough to find something. But what's been happening subtly here the last few months is we actually do have more homes available for sale over the last few months. And something that's interesting to take a look at from our months of inventory standpoint, remember, traditionally in real estate, 5 or 6 months of inventory would represent a neutral market in real estate, because theoretically, it would take 5 or 6 months to work through the process of selling a home. The seller would call a real estate office. Real estate agent would get marketing going. It used to take us 30 days when it was all print newspapers, mailers, magazines. We can get marketing going much faster now with the internet. However, it would still take, in normal settings, it would take plenty of time for people to come and see houses, look at houses, negotiate contracts, and then work through the closing process. That entire process would take 5 or 6 months. So we would use that as a barometer of how hot or cold the market was. I sort of contend that 4 or 5 months of inventory is now normal, since it doesn't take us 30 days to get marketing going anymore. That being said, anything under 4 months, if that process is happening faster, then you have a hotter market. It's very much a seller's market. So let's see where we are now. May and June of this year, we were under 1 month of inventory, meaning houses would sell, all the houses for sale would sell in less than 1 month, meaning called a real estate office, marketing, showing, close the contract all in under 1 month. That's pretty extreme, obviously. We've slowed down a touch. We're only slowed down to 1.66 months of inventory, so that's still very healthy seller's market in the housing market. It's a little bit different in the condo market right now. Look at a couple other important statistics to kind of highlight this slowdown. And again, when I say slow down, I don't want you to think of crash or anything like that. I just want to look at numbers and see what's happening with them. So for the last 30 days, the number of homes for sale, we have 29% fewer homes available for sale in Panama City Beach than we did last year. Still means that buyers still don't have a ton of choice when compared with last year. But if you look at May, and this kind of highlights what I'm talking about, in May we were down 49%. We had almost 50% fewer choices as a buyer. And right now we have a few more homes for sale, and now we're only down 29%. The number of homes that came up for sale in the last 30 days was now actually higher than last year. We had 8% more new homes come to the market in the last 30 days than we did the year before. So that pace, we're starting to see a little bit more come up for sale. If you look at it in May we were still down 31%, meaning in May, in the time period, we had new homes come up for sale, but it was 31% fewer than the year before. We're now up. We actually have 8% more homes came up for sale in the last 30 days than they did this time last year. That's significant. That's a little bit of some loosening, softening in the market. When you look at the number of contracts that were written in the last 30 days, we wrote 21% fewer contracts in the last 30 days than we did last year. Look at May. we were still writing 3% more new contracts. And if you think about that spread, that's about a 24% slowdown in the number of contracts that are being written. Numbers sold in the last 30 days, we were off 18%. August, September last year were very good months for selling houses and having closes. We're not keeping pace with that, which was a frenzied market. We're probably due for a little slowdown. We closed in the last 30 days 18% fewer homes. Look at what we were doing in May. May we were up 85% more. So it's all pretty significant. Last thing to take away from this, not surprising, when you look at the last 30 days, our average sales price is still up when compared with last year. It was up 12%. But look, still another way to be thinking of the slowdown. It's 54% in May. The average sales price, meaning where people are spending their money. So a couple of things to take away from here. If you're thinking about selling, the process is starting to take a little bit longer. Buyers are starting to have a few more choices. And if that trend continues, buyers are going to get very comfortable knowing they have even more choices. So it's important to watch and see this trend and see how it's going to continue. We're going to get really specific on a few neighborhoods next month for our quarterly update. So if you have any specific requests for that, let me know, and I'll make sure that you're included on the list. But anyway, if you're thinking of selling or you are selling, just be patient. The process is not going to necessarily be 8 offers in 24 hours right now. We are still seeing some of that, but not exclusively. Also, pricing is going to be that much more important. Frankly, about 5 or 6 months ago, we almost felt like we could look at the top of the market of sales and we could just price arbitrarily 10% or more over that and still get activity. That's not happening right now. Or just be prepared as a seller that the process will take a little bit longer than 1 day or 2 days. We're getting back to what used to be normal in real estate, which is, can be 3 or 4 months to get this done. Right now, we're slowing down a touch, but we're still not slowing down to 4 or 5 months of inventory. We're still at 2.55. So theoretically, the process should take about 75 days right now on average. So just make sure you're adjusting your expectations as a seller right now a little bit if you're thinking of selling again, or if you are selling. Pricing is a little bit more important. We almost got away with, again, sticking any price on it, and it's that much more important now. So make sure your pricing is in line with recent historic sales, but also the demand, this adjusted demand that we see, a little less demand in the market. If you're buying, know that you may have, and you can be patient, you may know that you may have a few more choices here. It looks like the trend is that we're having a few more things coming up for sale. It's still not close to a buyer's market yet, but it's something to consider. If you are buying or selling and you aren't signed up for our e-alerts and you want them, remember our e-alert system will send you an email anytime something comes up for sale, changes price, goes under contract or sells, and we can set that up. If you're buying, we can just make it for what's for sale or a price change. Some buyers like to keep up with the solds also to see what the real sales prices are. Some owners or people thinking about selling like to just look at the sales prices so they can watch that. It's a very accurate system. It comes straight from our system. And again, we can set this up for any neighborhood. Bay Point, Breakfast Point, Palmetto Trace, you name it, we can set it up for that. We can set it up just for bedrooms and baths. I could set it up for the year built. I could set it up for price range. So I can even set it up by a map. So any way you can think of searching and see what you want to track or compare, we can set that up for you. And it can come as often as anything happens if you want a lot of email, or we can batch it to come once per week, once per month if you're just trying to keep up with either properties, sales in your neighborhood or of similar size, or homes with pools or Gulf front or what have you. So if you'd like that information, there's no charge, there's no commitment expectations. It's just a service we offer. I think accurate information is important, and this comes through our realtor system and is very accurate. So if we can help you with that, let me know. The best way to get signed up for that is to just send me a text message, 850-527-0221. Just put in your neighborhood or your criteria and e-alerts, Breakfast Point e-alerts, or 3-bedroom, 2-bath e-alerts, or, between 500,000 and 700,000 e-alerts, whatever it is. Also, or you can email me, craig@craigduran.com. Hope you guys found this helpful. Again, we're going to get very granular next month with very specific into each neighborhood and look at pricing. So off the top of my head, I know on my list I have Whisper Dunes, Palmetto Trace, Breakfast Point. There are a few others. If you'd like me to include yours, just let me know and we'll get that out for you. Thanks so much for watching. You guys be well.